In this video, I will share how you can maximize sales during Prime Day. We will look at how you can take advantage of discounts to increase sales and how much you should discount your product, and some data from one of our clients' account who made more than $150,000 a day during Prime Day last year. We've been helping Amazon sellers increase their sales through PPC over the past 5 years, so we have seen what's working and not during Prime Day. And I want to start by showing you some data from Momentum Commerce that share with you some data they analyzed during Prime Day compared to the prior month, so we can see what is the average discount that is performing the best during Prime Day correlated to the paid share of voice. So let's analyze this graph. I will not go through each data point, but I will link in the description this file that you can download or the link to the post. What is the idea here? Here, what is showing in this graph is what is the correlation between the increase of sales, so what is the percentage in terms of increasing sales compared to the prior month. So here is comparing July 2023 to the prior month, and is correlating two metrics. One is the average discount for our product, and the other metric is paid share of voice. Paid share of voice, it means what is our market share on the paid side. So if our market share is increasing, so let's say it's 0 to 10, it means that our paid market share increased from 0 to 10%. And I will not go through each metric here because it will take too long, but what is the main takeaway here? If you watch this table, you will see that the biggest number in terms of sales increase is this one, 183%. And you can see that we achieved this number when we have an average discount at below minus 10%, and when our paid share of voice increase is from 10% up to 25%. So what can we understand here? If we want to increase sales during Prime Day, and here always remember that you want to make profit during Prime Day. We don't suggest to not make profit during Prime Day, we can discuss that later on. But if your goal is to increase sales, what you want is that you want to have an average discount below minus 10%, that is what you want, and you want to push more with your paid advertising. Again, it's quite difficult to understand how much your share of voice is increasing. There are some tools that can do that, but the idea is that you want to have a discount that is minus 10%, so below a minus 10%, and your share of voice is from 10 to 25%. So it means that you are pushing more with PPC. So you want to push more with PPC, you don't want to push too much with PPC, because look at this, if you push too much, 25 or greater, your sales performance will decrease. And here also I would like to see this data segmented by niche, because I would like to see, for example, electronics compared to home products. That would be cool to see. But based on this data, we've seen that is exactly what's happening also for our clients. We want to have a good discount for our product. We don't want to have a very small discount if we can. And we want to push more with PPC, but not too much. Because if we push too much, we could sell lots of units, but we could lose a lot of money. And so I will share with you how you can avoid that in a second. But this is a very cool analysis. So we can see with some data points that we want to have a discount, and we want to increase PPC. Okay, now I want to share with you an example of one of our clients' account who sold more than $150,000 on a single day during Prime Day last year. And for this client, it's very important to understand that you will not see such a growth, so more than a 10x growth for your account if you're not in a specific niche. For example, this client is in the electronics niche, so obviously you will see a huge growth for this kind of niche. So electronics is a big one. If I'm not mistaken, also home is working quite well during Prime Day, but especially electronics is a big one. So for this account, we have seen that the sales skyrocketed, especially due to the category. But what we will also see that before Prime Day, what you will see that your total sales will decrease, your ACOS will increase, and your TACOS will increase. So you want to prevent these things. So we know that before Prime Day, there will be a lot of window shopper. A lot of people that clicks on the product, but they will wait Prime Day to take action. So a lot of people that will analyze the product, will go inside your product page, will click on the ad, but they will not buy the product. they will wait to buy the product. And here what we suggest is to control the budget. You don't want to overspend during these days, but you don't want to decrease too much the spend, because you need to be aware of this window shopper. And you will see the same exact thing after Prime Day. So you will see that after Prime Day there will be a huge decrease in sales, and it will take quite a long time to come back to what you were doing before on average. So again, during these days, controlling the budget and making sure you're not overspending with PPC is the key point. And during Prime Day, you want to check the sales, your takeaways on an hourly basis. So what can you do to analyze the takeaways on an hourly basis? You just need to go under the business report. So you can go here. You can select today. And you can see what is my sales today. So for example, today we did $255 of sales, total sales. I can go in my advertising console, select today's data and see what is my ad spend for today. And I can calculate, okay, what is my takeaways right now? So I do ad spend divided by total sales and I can see that number. Will not be 100% accurate, but is the closest thing you can do to see if you're not overspending with PPC. So analyzing the taco on an hourly basis or many times during the days, it's very important. Another thing I want to share with you about this account is, so here we have the sales. So one point that I want to underline here, that in the first day we used a lot of promotion, but the client was impressed by how many sales we did. So the day after we stopped all of them and we focus more on profitability. And another thing I want to share with you is the Dayparting. So again, by using Scale Insights, we can see the performance on a daily basis. And here I'm analyzing only the week of Prime Day last year. And as you can see, like we have a huge increase during Tuesday and Wednesday that were Prime Day. And as you can see, like our session, so our SOS, it was much higher before Prime Day and after Prime Day. And you will see that our conversion rate was much lower before, and also the day after is the lowest. So that is what you will see for your account, and you need to be aware of that. Because if you know that conversion rate and session will, especially conversion rate, will be lower, you need to control the budget, and if you can, control also of the bid. So controlling the bid, it means decreasing the bid and making sure you are not overspending with PPC. Especially if you have a problem with the profitability, I would highly suggest to do this. If you don't have any problem with profitability and you want to scale, these are minor problems. You want to make sure you are in budget, that you are spending enough, and you keep growing. Another thing I want to share with you here is the hourly sales. So let's say you're still struggling with profitability, and you need to understand, okay, when should I run my ads? I cannot run my ads all day long because I don't have the budget. So what you could do, you could use Dayparting. Again, Scale Insights has this possibility to use Dayparting. And if you watch this account, for example, here we are analyzing only this week, the Prime Day week, you will see that all our sales are coming during evening. So you will see that during evening, most of our clients are coming to buy our products. So what you could try to do here is to stop the ads in the first few hours of the day. Also because during Prime Day, we know that most advertisers are spending quite a lot of money, so they are going more aggressive with the bid, with the placement. So we know that the CPC at the beginning of the day is the highest, and slowly, like you are going out of budget, they are also going out of budget. And we have seen so many clients, so many accounts right now. So we know that a lot of sellers are running out of budget during Prime Day and they don't check it. So if you use Dayparting, you could stop your ads for the first 4 hours of the day and start spending only at 5 a.m. to avoid the most amount of advertising at the beginning of the day. Again, this is useful, especially if you have a problem with profitability and if you want to make sure you are profitable during Prime Day. Okay, one other thing I want to share with you, one last thing, is in terms of campaigns, what can you do in terms of campaigns? So one point here, we don't want to create too many campaigns before Prime Day. It's not the time to test. So that is something we always tell to our clients, it's not time to test right now. We have done all the job before, we should be prepared during Prime Day. So at Prime Day, you can watch all my other videos where we talk about cleaning the account, making sure we are not overspending, making sure we are targeting the right keyword, making sure we're targeting the right search term by adding negative keywords, and so on. So we want to make sure that we arrive at Prime Day and we are prepared. So we know what we are doing on the advertising console. We have a clear naming structure, clear campaign structure, clear naming system. We are targeting the right keyword with the right search term, and And only after we have done that, we can do more, because we need always to make sure we have some strong foundation if I want to do very well. So one important point for sure is to increase the budget. So during Prime Day, we want to check the budget on an hourly basis and do the analysis that I shared before. And if you want to analyze last year performance, what you can do, you can go here in your account under sponsor ads report. You can create a report and you can select, instead of search term, you can select campaign. And the cool part about this report is that you can see the performance of the last year. So you can go here, for example, you can select the July and you can analyze these 2 days. And you can see what were the campaigns that sold the most last year. So you can make sure that this year, these campaigns are still spending. And I did an analysis of this, so I downloaded this report and I have it here. And what I did, I created like a filter and I sorted by total sales. And what I've seen at the top 6 campaigns, so my top 5 campaigns are single keyword campaigns, so where we have only one keyword inside. So these 2 campaigns are single keyword campaign. And so what I want to do this year is to make sure that these 2 campaigns are still spending and they're still there. The other 2 campaigns are defense PDP campaigns, so where we are trying to do cross-selling with our products to defend our products. And another one is brand keyword. So where we are targeting our brand keyword. Here is a very important point. You will see that your brand keyword during Prime Day will increase quite a lot. So make sure that you are defining very well your brand keyword. And for defense PDP, make sure you are defining your product pages. So try to aim for product page placement. We did other videos about that. And for branding keyword, try to get top of search placement. Again, this is quite a nice analysis if you want to see what were the campaigns that performed very well last year or any time last year, to make sure you are still spending on this. So a lot of things in this video, but I really hope this is useful. So to recap, we have seen that you need to use a discount. You need to push more with PPC by increasing the budget. Before and after Prime Day, we know that the conversion rate is much lower. So be aware that you could see an increase in SEOs and PayCosts. So control the budget, control the bid before and after. And yeah, enjoy Prime Day. It's always a good day, and try to make a profit. We don't suggest to lose money during this day. So I really hope this video was a bit useful. Let me know what you think in the comment below, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.